The net's going to be getting started within the next minute. Just go on ahead and just going live right now. Not quite 8 o'clock or 2000.
Well, howdy, everybody. This is the Active Amateurs Radio Group's Tuesday night weekly net, right here on the 147.300 KK4BE repeater. This net's called every Tuesday at 8 p.m., and all licensed amateur radio operators are welcome and encouraged to check in. My call sign is KQ4NMY. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina. Tonight I'll be serving as net control station using the club call sign KK4ZBE. This repeater is made available to the amateur community by KK4B Rick in Somerville. Located in Russellville, South Carolina, this repeater is accessible using a positive offset and a PL tone of 162.2. There's also another KK4B repeater. It's located in Cordesville, South Carolina. It's on a frequency of 145.350. It's accessible with a minus offset and a PL tone of 162.2. We're very grateful to Rick for allowing the use of the KK4B repeaters, not only for this net, but also for the group's normal communications operations. In the event that this repeater goes down during tonight's net, give it about 3 minutes for the repeater to restart. If the repeater does not come back up in 3 or 4 minutes, then we'll QSY over to the 145.350 repeater. We have a Facebook group. If you go to search Facebook for Active Amateurs Radio Group, it should come right up. We invite you to check it out and encourage you to join the group. We also have a website located at aaradiogroup.org. Also, an EchoLink node into this repeater is available under KK4ZBE-R. We're very grateful to Howard, WW4HG, for keeping that node up and running. I'm now going to turn it over to Howard for any announcements or updates for the group. WW4HG from KK4ZBE.
Thank you, Chip. This is WW4HG, Howard at Monk's Corner. And let's see, we have coming up May the 9th. May the 9th is that's our second Saturday get-together. And, of course, for May, we're going to meet over at 9150 Old Number 6 Highway in Santee, South Carolina, and have our swap meet with the Santee Radio Club.
Oh.
And I think some Cara Club members are supposed to show up there as well. Not real sure on that. But anyway, we did it last year, had a good time. A lot of people showed up. A lot of sales were made. A lot of purchases were made. So we're going to do it again this year on May the 9th, 7 a.m. to noon. That's second Saturday in May. And then looking forward from there on May the 21st. That's going to be the third Thursday. That'll be our members, the Active Amateurs Radio Group members meeting. We do it via Zoom. It will also be the night to vote for the Vice President. Still taking nominations for Vice President. And we'll do voting on the 21st and put somebody in that position. And that's about all I got, Chip. I'll send it on back to you, WW4HG.
All right, Howard, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate all you do for the group. Thank you for running NetLogger tonight.
Just an old camera.
Appreciate you being on the net control roster and being a club officer, and just want to say thank you. About time for some check-ins now. Prior to net roll call for check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Emergency or priority traffic, call net control now. And nothing heard. This is KQ4NMY. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina, and I'm serving as net control station tonight using the club call sign KK4BE-R. When checking in, please call net control, unkey your mic, and listen for a second or two so you're not doubling. Then check in with your call sign, spelled phonetically, along with your name and your location. To begin tonight, any stations operating on emergency or battery power, call net control now. Net control. Please check in Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Alpha Oscar, that's KD4BAO, on a battery HT into an attic antenna. I'll hang around for rag shoot, Chip. Net control. Net control, please check in Kilo Quebec 4 Mike Victor Golf, KQ4MVG, Spencer and Timmonsville, short time. All right, we'll break right here and recognize KD4BAO, Tony, in Jamestown on the battery powered HT on the attic antenna. Sounding good tonight, Tony. And then we heard from KQ4MVG. That's Spencer over in Timmonsville. Glad to have you along, Spencer. I don't see your call sign in my log, so maybe this is your first time checking in. If so, let me say we're glad to have you along. Anybody else out there on battery power, check in now. All right, how about EchoLink stations? Any EchoLink stations waiting to check in? It's your turn. And nothing heard on the EchoLink side. Next for the roll call, any short time stations who would like to check in but can't stick around for the rag shoot. Short time stations, check in now. And nothing heard there. Next for the roll call, regular check-ins will be called in alphabetical order and grouped according to the first letter of the suffix of your call sign. Tonight we'll begin with Alpha through Mike. Alpha through Mike. Call net control now to check into the Active Amateurs Radio Group's weekly net. Net control. Net control, please check in Kilo November 1, Kilo Sierra Romeo, Nick in North Charleston. Net control. Please check in Kilo Romeo 4, India, Kilo Zulu, Charlie and King Street, AR4IKZ. Net control is pleased to acknowledge KN1KSR, Nick, North Charleston. And KR4IKZ, that's Charlie up in King Street. Glad to have y'all with us tonight. We have any more check-ins, Alpha through Mike, call now. All right, we're standing by now for the November through Zulu group. If your call sign suffix begins with November through Zulu, go ahead and call net control now.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Whiskey 4. Oh, W4RXL. I'm tired. Forgive me. Did it again.
Net control.
Ah, good.
Man, go ahead and check me in there. KK4BE-R, man. Wildcat Chase. Net control. Good evening, Chip. Please check in. Kilo Quebec 4. Romeo Tango Bravo. Ronnie in Mutts Corner. Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo 4, November Yankee. Mark in the Pine Hill section of the Cane Bay section of Somerville. Net control.
YZZ.
Net control, please check in. Kilo Mike 4, Yankee, Zulu. KM4, YZ John and Goldman. Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo, Quebec 4, Zulu, India, Mike. KQ4ZIM, Nicholas in Somerville, and I'll stick around.
All right, got a good group that last time. Net control, pleased to recognize W4RXL. That's Angelo over in Goose Creek. Good evening, Angelo. And Angelo was followed by KK4WBT, Jason in Wildcat Chase. Good evening, Jason. After that was KQ4RTB, Ronnie in Mutts Corner. Good evening. Then KK4 in NY, Mark in the Pine Hill section of the Cane Bay area of Somerville. And next was KM4YZZ, John in Grover, South Carolina. And we wrapped up with KQ4ZIM, that's Nicholas in Somerville. Glad to have all you folks along with us, and that brings us to 12 check-ins. We're going to do one more call before we get started with the RAG 2. Anybody Alpha through Zulu, if you'd like to check in tonight, call now.
Wow.
All right, well, this is KQ4NMY. My name is Chip. I'm in Georgetown, South Carolina, serving as net controller tonight using the club call sign KK4ZBE. And we're going to go ahead and start the RAG 2 section of the net tonight. And as for myself, I hadn't really done anything to speak of on the radio. Been spending a lot of time working on the camper, resealing some areas up on the roof of the camper. That's about got me worn out. I've been working on it for about the last week. got me a little bit of sunburn while I was out there, and so that makes it even sweeter. But anyway, my wife and I are just itching to get away from here in the camper for a while, just kind of waiting for things to line up, and that's kind of what I've been focused on lately. How about you next, Howard? WW4HT, it is your turn on the rag chew. Go ahead, sir.
Well, thank you, Chip, and good evening, everybody on the net. Light crew tonight, 12, but you know what? I bet we'll pick up some more before it's all said and done.
Oh, Charles has got to
Let's see,
check
what do I
in.
got going on in the radio world? Well, I went over to the school today, and we did school club this afternoon, and hit a milestone there. I'll let Nicholas tell you about that one. And as far as here in the shack, not a whole lot going on. Still tinkering with the truck. I don't have it completely set up like I want. I kind of put that on hold. I'm still working on that deck in the backyard, and we're about to wrap up phase 2 of what is probably going to be a 4-phase project now. But anyway, it's coming right along, and it'll be safe. I'm not going to say how good it'll look, but it'll be safe when it's done. A coat of paint will make it look brand spanking new, though, I'll bet. And that's about it. That's about it, Chip. I'm going to send it right on back to you. WW4HG.
All right, Howard, good to hear from you tonight. Yeah, I know how those deck projects can get stretched out. Ask me how I know. Thanks for being here again there tonight, Howard. Next tonight, we've got KD4BAO, Tony, on the battery-powered HT. Come on in, Tony. It's your turn on the rag chew.
Hey, good evening. This is KD4BAO. Not much going on around the homestead, working on some projects up at our house we have up in Sandpit, trimming some bushes and cool sealing the roof on the trailer. The wife's here for the next couple of days, has to do some tests down in Mount Pleasant. Nothing serious, just some routine stuff. But other than that, good to hear everybody on the radio. Back to that control, KD4BAO.
All right, Tony. Well, thanks for that report. Glad everything is on the routine side with your wife and the tests and all that. Good to hear. Let's see, Spencer said he was short time, but KQ4MVG, Spencer over in Timmersville, if you'd like to take a minute and talk to us on the rag chew, come on in. All right, he must have hopped out. KN1 KSR, Nick in North Charleston. How about you? What you got for the group tonight, Nick?
Hey, it's KN1 KSR, 73s all around. So exciting news. I finally made my first 10-meter contact to Charles today, KM4HXA. And then about 20 minutes, made my first contact to Mexico on 10 meters using a dipole in my attic. So I'm pretty stoked and excited about that. Finally starting my 10-meter journey after fighting noise for the last couple of weeks. Other than that, working on the club's DMR for Thursday and hotspot and getting that ready. So pretty excited about that too. That's all I have. 73s again. Send it back to you, Net Controls. KN1 KSR.
All right, Nick. Well, thanks for participating tonight. Sounds like things are going well on your end. Good to hear from you. Let's see. That's 5. We'll take a quick break. This is KK4BE with the Active Amateurs Radio Group. Weekly Net. Anybody else out there would like to check in? We're kind of running down
Let's
the
see if we
list in
get
the rag
Charles
sheet,
in here.
and take a quick break, see if anybody else would like to check in. Come on now.
Net control.
I think that's Charles.
Please check in. Kilo, Mike 4, Hotel X-Ray Alpha, KM4, HXA Charles, and Goose Creek.
All right, net controllers, please acknowledge KM4HXA. That's Charles over in Goose Creek. Good to have you along, Charles. We'll be back to you shortly on the rag too. But right now, we're going to KR4IKZ, Charlie over in King Street. What you got going on, Charlie? It's your turn.
This is KR4IKZ. Good evening, Chip, and good evening to everybody on the net. Let's see, what do I got going on in the radio world? I was able to talk to some fine kids in Alston Junior High today, or Alston Middle School, is what it's called now. Had a really good conversations with some of the kids over there. Really good stuff. I'm really impressed with them getting into the hobby and all. Welcome anybody trying to get into the hobby. Don't really have a whole lot going on at the house. I'm just kind of listening on the radio frequently, and I'm trying to be more radio active, and I'm getting there. Anyway, Chip, thanks for hosting the net tonight. I'm gonna send it back to you. This is KR4IKZ. 73s, everybody all around. Y'all all sound good tonight.
All right, Charlie, we're good to hear from you tonight from up in King Street. Glad everything's going well. Next tonight, W4RXL, Angelo in Goose Creek. How about you, Angelo? It is your turn.
Good evening there. Yeah, it's just another week, another dry week, that is. Man, it's just too dry out there. Didn't get much sleep last night. My son, the one I take care of, had one of those nights he didn't sleep, so he was bouncing around and kept me up most of the night. We need some rain. We definitely need some rain. These allergies are just, well, I mean, I can't say it. These allergies are just got me going. And looking at the 10-day forecast, I still don't see much of any rain coming in for the next 10 days. So there you go with that. I was wondering when Charles was going to check in. So yeah, I'm glad you did that second roll call there. Anyways, hey, 73s, everybody. Have a blessed week. And W4RXL, I'll go ahead and clear.
All right, Angelo, good to hear from you, and hope you get some sleep tonight. KK4WBT, Jason in Wildcat Chase. What you got for the group tonight, Jason?
Nothing, man. KK4WBT, man. Over here on the dusty side of Cane Bay, somewhere between Somerville and Monk's Corner, slightly off of Black Tom Road, in a place called Wildcat Chase, man. We're keeping it wild over here. Let me tell you what, though, hey, definitely dusty. We went full-blown California over here. Weber Boulevard the other day on the way home. Maybe that was Monday. Fire. I thought it was like a car fire. 26. They had it blocked off and redirected us around. And come to find out, hey, it was some brush fire going on over there on the side of the road, frontage road, Blue House Road, I believe. And I was reading here just that there's another fire out there, a little wildfire happening. And it's the time and the place of wildfires, man, as dry as it is, no humidity. I mean, and yeah, really next few days there is no rain. There isn't like even a drop on the map, man. But starting Saturday 30, 40, 20, 20, 30, 24, at least there's numbers hitting the board between Saturday and next Thursday. And then they're thinking that it might get a little active after that, coming into the next month. But, they're saying active in ways that are not good, like lightning because it's so dry, lightning and, tornadic type, environments a little bit more juicier, things of that nature. And, those aren't good things to hear, but for some reason it's going to come with rain and, it's like, man, you want to take it however you get it, you know what I mean, as far as the rain's concerned now. I know we were somewhere around 30 to 35 inches in deficit. We would have to rain 30 to 35 inches, just put it on a playing field, just an even playing field. And that was weeks ago, man. I haven't even looked at it since then, So it's probably worse than that, man. Pretty interesting, though. But as far as that's concerned, man, I don't have a whole bunch going on in radio land, just kind of doing the thing, getting out here and saying hello. And Charlie, man, yeah, you're doing it right, man. Dude, without a doubt. Got a story about music. I listened to all those conversations on the backside. Wasn't able to get in, but was able to, at least be standby. Charlie will pick anybody up that comes through at any point in time as long as he's out there. We'll always come back to people and, being radioactive. He certainly has put that first and forward. Good music and radio and even the game. I heard you say gaming. I thought, all right, man, well-rounded people, man, and was able to make that reach out and touch to the kids and and the kids jump right on there saying, hey, you're talking about guitar music and things like that. And I had to get up and walk out at that point. I was doing something else, chasing kids around and whatnot, meeting neighbors and stuff, doing the neighborly thing. Like the burbs, people in the burbs do. But either way, man, things have been live and good, and it's good to see stuff like that happening. KK4BE-R, man, I'll put it back to net control, and I'll be clear. 73, y'all, all the way around.
All right, Jason, always good to have you along for the net and the rag too. Glad things are going well for you. Next tonight, we've got KQ4RTB. That's Ronnie over in Monk's Corner. What's going on, Ronnie? It's your turn.
Good evening, everybody. KQ4RTB. Well, while Jason was talking about the rain and all, I was figuring up right here what the impacts are. Usually by this time, by the end of the month of the years past, we average about 13 to 13 and a half inches by the end of April. And so this year, right now, we are 7.19, so we definitely in a negative there. And of course, last year at the end of April, we only had 7.38 inches. So, but the years prior to that, we averaged about 13. So definitely looks dry. I mean, this month we only got 1.25 inches here, and it's already that's done gone. It's done evaporated off. I had a tiller project I've been working on. It's a rear tine tiller, and it's power driven and everything. And I went and tried it where I planted my tomatoes last year, and that ground there is no moisture at all when I tilled it up. It was just dry and dusty, just horrible. But so the tiller works. But anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to some moisture. And of course, we didn't get that many that I remember, that many thunderstorms last season. But
Nope.
I'm looking forward to a little excitement in the thunderstorm weather. But I hate having to unhook all the coax all the time because you can't leave the house and leave your radio hooked up in the summer. Anyways, that's all I got. I'll turn it back to you there, Chip. KQ4RTB.
All right, Ronnie, good to hear from you. Thanks for playing along. We're gonna do one more on the rag chew, and then we'll take a little break. Right now it's Mark's turn, KK4NNY. Over in the Pine Hill section of the Cane Bay neighborhood in Somerville or something like that. Go ahead, Mark, it's your turn.
Good evening, Chip, and good evening, everybody. Chip, thanks for running the net tonight. And I'll get on, I'll beat that net controller horse here in a minute. Not much going on radio-wise. The bands have just been terrible, the HF bands. Every time I tune in, it's just been really bad. I can barely make a contact to Oklahoma. But good on Nick there. Made his first contact with Mexico with a wire antenna. I remember the first time I got my tech license, and I put up my first wire antenna, and my very first contact was with a station in Brazil, and that just impressed the heck out of me. So, so good on Nick, and keep on going. But every time I pull up ham clock, 10 meters is just underwater. But so anyway, that's the radio HF world for me. But let me let her drop a second. But like I said on the Zoom call for the AERG meeting last week, we need more net controllers. I'm willing to throw my hat in the ring again. I pulled my hat out of the ring last year because there wasn't enough people stepping up, and I'm tired of the same group of people having to carry all the weight around here. But on the Zoom call, there was that gentleman, Sean, I think, I didn't get his call sign, from the Dorchester Aries group. He says Dorchester Aries guys need to check that box to be a net controller. So I'm proposing that we get one regular net controller, like the first Tuesday of the month, and that's the meeting, or that's the net. And then every other Tuesday after that is a guest net controller. But we need more people to step up. But I'll let it lie for tonight. KK4NNY, back to net.
All right, Mark. Well, I'll agree with you. It's nice to have more on the roster. And thank you for agreeing to step back up. And that's going to be much appreciated. And in fact, I don't want to spoil it for John. John's next on the list, and I'm not going to say anything, but he said something earlier to me with regard to the net control thing. And what about it, John? KM4YZZ out there in Grover. What's going on?
Yeah, man, I'll go ahead and take it up here, Chip. You copy me okay?
Yes, sir. You sound great.
Good deal, man. Yeah, I got a little bit of that noise coming in here. I'm on this old base station over here. It ain't nowhere near as bad as it is near Capoeira, though. But anyhow, man, yeah. No, I don't mind you saying, Bo. I'll go ahead and say it. I'll step back up to you. I told Chip this evening. Chip is, first of all, those of you who do not know, Chip is the new chief of the emergency communications team, and I have stepped back up, and I'll be taking a role in the net every month. And I also I picked up on the fellow over there, Sean, during the last Zoom meeting, and I'll be getting in contact with him or either Beverly, which is the EC of the DART team. And I have attended their meetings before, and I'll go back to doing that. And I'll see what I can do to kind of try to work that out, because I think it's an excellent idea. Those folks would be a big asset to us as the Active Amateurs Radio Group, and we could be a big asset to them. Let me let it drop. And so, since it just kind of come to that, I figured I'd go ahead and throw that out. But there's a couple of other things I kind of want to touch on here really quickly. And I've lost my glasses, so I'm going to read the best of can find all of them except for the last one on the Active Amateurs Radio group, the Facebook group. But let me let it drop again. Mr. Calley and Mr. Grady, can't remember the call signs off the top of my head, up in Orangeburg County, have organized a get-together. This is kind of a meet-and-greet thing. I'm sure that you'll be able to swap, sell, buy, whatever as well there. But that's coming up on May the 2nd at noontime. It starts at noontime, May the 2nd. And the location is 170 Shady Breeze Lane, Neces, South Carolina. 170 Shady Breeze Lane, Neces, South Carolina. That's Callie and Grady. And they have put up a post on the Active Amateurs Radio Group Facebook page. You can check it out there for any details. If you can't find it, just get with me or whatever. And let me let it drop, and I'll mention another one, which Howard might have already did, and I didn't hear it. But the second one is the SARA and AARG, that's the Amateur Radio Association, and Active Amateur Radio Association, Active Amateur Radio Group. Swap meet is Saturday, the 7th. No, not. I didn't write the daggum date down, but it's the second Saturday, and I do believe. Anyhow, it's from 7 to noon, and that's at 9150 Old Number 6 Highway in Santee. Then on September the 6th, that's going to be the second Saturday in September. We're going to hold the second annual get-together down here at my place. And that will, this year, will actually be, this is going to be the third annual. But this year is going to be hosted by the Coastal Amateur Radio Association and the Active Amateur Radio Group. And I'll be held down here at my place, 1655 Highway 15 South, on September the 6th. And starting around 11 o'clock, something like that. Old Bill from the Gar Club is going to be bringing some of his world-famous clam chowder. And there'll be some other vittles available out there during that. And I think that's about all I had. Howard, if you don't mind, after the net, please give me a call on the phone for just a minute. And other than that, I think that's about it. Thank you, Chip. I'll turn it back to you now. KM4BE-R.
All right, John. Well, thank you for all that information, and thank you for jumping back in the rotation and for net control. And getting back to what Mark was talking about with Sean and the DART team, I'm going to definitely follow up with Sean and see how we can work them in as well. So yeah, that's an exciting development there, and I'm looking forward to talking more with Sean about it. Talking about net control matters, next on KQ4BE-R, that's Nicholas in Somerville, and he called his first net right here last week, and man, it sounded like he'd done it 1,000 times. I wish my first net had gone that well. But anyway, it's your turn tonight, Nicholas. I'm glad to have you along. Come on in.
Thank you, and thank you for running the net. This is KQ4BE-R.
I got a lot, so I'll probably let it drop and forget half of it. Angelo was the biggest help to me with the net control. Listening to myself, I learned a couple things. So I'm looking forward to calling my next net, and hopefully we'll have some improvements. Yeah, I forgot everything else. Guy's name is PYT, Papa Yankee Tango. Show his call sign. I thought his call sign was TYT. I've talked to him a good number of times. I think he picked up me on Simplex, 9 miles away. I'm not sure about that. Club report. I'm going to let it drop. Club report. I feel like today made the club successful. By my yardstick, it's been a successful year. Abby made a contact to Brazil, or someone made a contact to Brazil on 10 meters. So a lot's happened. We're going to try to meet Thursdays till the end of the year. I would like to have another person every day on a Thursday. I know we only got on the 300 just a little bit today. I think we got on like 425 or something. And I'm going to bring everything that I own back to the house and start over. Put stuff where I know it is. If I have a project, I know where my stuff is. Kind of regroup. I'm not stepping back, but I'm not going to be as focused. Good times. We are in survival mode for school, and I'll say that every week until it's over. But thanks for helping out. Back to net control. KQ4BE-R. Somerville, just regular Somerville.
Roger that. Nicholas in regular Somerville. All right, man. Appreciate you coming along tonight. Appreciate all you do for the club and the school club. And you're definitely an active amateur. We appreciate you. And we are down to the bottom of the list tonight. The last one on the list for the rag tube is Charles, KM4HXA. What you got for the group, Charles? Come on in.
Good evening, everybody on the net. Yeah, it was a nice day out there. I got to do a little bit of work on a modified 10-meter antenna that's portable that I'll be using for whenever I go on vacation in the next month or two out there to the mountains or on a lake somewhere. It's going to be a easily break down, small, I guess I say, I got a couple of portable antennas like that, but this is a 10-meter specialty one that I'll be deploying. And that's what I got. Back to you. Net control. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I talked to Nick today, 10 meters, and he talked to outside the country today, too. Back to you, net control.
All right, Charles. Good to have you along tonight. Appreciate your participation. And like I said, that's the last one on the list. We'll open it up and see if we got any more that want to check in tonight before we wrap up the net. This is KK4BE with the Active Amateurs Group of South Carolina. This is our weekly net. And if there's anybody else that would like to check in and participate tonight, come on in. It's your time. Call net control now.
KQ4BE-R Mobile. Here's Jim over here in Monk's Corner.
Control. Please check in Kilo 4 Alpha Yankee Alpha. I'm mobile in Somerville.
Net control. W2ADX in northern Somerville.
All right, got a few more check-ins there. We heard from KQ4NBN. Mr. Jim in Monk's Corner. Good evening, sir. After that, we had KK4BE-R. Daniel in Somerville checking in. Good evening. And finally there was W2ADX, Glenn in northern Somerville. All right. We'll pick the Rag 2 back up, and Jim in Monk's Corner, you're next. KQ4NBN, come on in. It's your turn.
All right. I know I ain't been in here a whole lot. Been having stuff going around the old homestead. Maybe I can get in here a little bit more now. I won't have the background noise for a while. I don't want to elaborate on that too much, but put another mobile in the car here, another 10-meter radio. That other one kind of quit. I still want to get it fixed, but I'll deal with this one. Get back in the 10-meter a little bit. Still studying a little bit on my general. Haven't made too far with it yet, but like I say, hopefully I can concentrate on a little bit more stuff now. So that's about all I got. Just taking my grandson back to his other grandparents for him, and that's why I'm in the mobile. That's all I got tonight. KQ4NBN.
All right, Jim. Always good to hear from you. Good to have you on the net. You take care out there on the road with the grandchild. And we'll catch up with you later. KK4AYA, Daniel in Somerville. Go ahead, Daniel. It's your turn.
Thank you, Chip. Hey, ain't missing much, man. Just a lot of up and down the road driving for work. Been still working on some other stuff, some little antenna projects. But other than that, you ain't missing much, man. But it's nice for y'all to call in that. Appreciate it. And maybe one day when I retire, maybe in the next 10 years, I might be able to call in that. If y'all still around that long. Y'all might be older than me and cut out early or something.
Watch it.
Game or something. But all right. I appreciate y'all calling in that, man. Thanks. KK4AY.
All right, Daniel. I think we'll still be around there for a while, and we'd be glad to welcome you as the net controller whenever that time comes. And I appreciate your interest there. Good to have you along tonight. And we're back to the bottom of the list. This time it's W2ADX, Glenn in northern Somerville. Come on in, Glenn. It's your turn.
All right, W2ADX here in northern Somerville, batting cleanup, and nothing too exciting going on. The HF bands have been terrible. We've had some. We don't have enough particles. There ain't no particles in the ionosphere. Solar wind is low. It's not stirring things up, and signals on HF are just heading out into space. So if you call out Earth to Moon, you might get a response, because there's probably better signal up there than there is bouncing around the globe. So some poor solar conditions improving in the next 3 to 5 days as some sunspots rotate into the front of the sun. Sunspot number was very low, 14. That's incredible. So, typically we're used to this time probably 80 to 100. So Mark earlier was saying how bad HF was this week, and that's the reason. W2ADX, thanks for that tonight. Have fun.
All right, Glenn, appreciate all you do for this net. Good to have you along tonight. Is there anyone else out there that would like to check in tonight to the Active Amateurs Radio Group, Weekly Net, Call Net Control now?
Yeah, I got one more comment.
ahead, comment.
Control, this is KQ4BE-R. It kind of scared me a little bit when the gentleman said that, like one month. I would encourage everybody to be in net control. And I have when I talk to people. I know there's one or two people that are going to talk to somebody else or take an opportunity. You don't have to sign up for every week, but if you do it once, you might like it. And I'd like to get Thursday back. KQ4BE-R. Thank you.
All right, Nicholas, thank you. Any more check-ins before we close the net tonight? Come on and call net control now.
Net control. Hey, Chip, I added KK4BE, Rick, to the bottom of the list, number 17. He's in and out, so no need to go to him, but I wanted to let you know he was on there.
All right, Howard, appreciate it. I got him in my log, and I see you got him on net logger as well. And shout out to Rick, even though he's short time. Appreciate you checking in. And I guess if there's no further comments, anybody got any comments for the good of the net or anything before we close? Come on now.
Somebody doubled with you there for a little bit. Doubled with Nicholas, too, when he was giving that last comment. So there might be somebody else out there.
All right, net control is standing by. If there's anybody else out there that would like to check in tonight, call in now.
They doubled with you. Try again.
Any other check-ins for the Active Amateurs Radio Group weekly net?
Doubling again.
Call net control now.
It only happens when you key up, Chip. I don't know if you got noise over there or somebody's playing around, but if not, it's a perfect double every time you key up.
And it happened to you for a little bit too there.
Yeah, it did.
Unless it was him continuing.
Yeah, well, there's a double going in, but net control.
Okay, well, I heard a little bit of the double there when Howard keyed up, too. So, one last call. Any more check-ins, call now.
Yeah, somebody's playing. Yeah, I think somebody's playing, keying up, and not saying anything.
Net control, KM4YGC.
Go ahead, John.
Okay, I finally made it over. I don't know what's happening in there. Some kind of confusion. But he was asking for some Indian stuff. And I wanted to throw a question out to Glenn, if that's okay with you.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, John.
W2ADX, KM4YG, you still in here? W2ADX, KM4YG. Okay, I see you calling me, Howard. I'll just hang up. I'll call you right back. Okay, don't get Glenn. All right, I'll turn it back to you, man. I don't know what all that doubling was and stuff, but there was some of that going on in there. Anyhow, maybe we'll get Glenn with the question on the next net or something.
John. Appreciate you. I'd like to thank all who participated in tonight's net. We invite you to come back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. when the Active Amateurs Radio Group's 147.300 weekly net will again be called into session. 73 all stations. This is KK4BE. Now calling the end of this net and returning the KK4B repeater to regular amateur radio use.
KQ4ZIM 7W4HC.
KQ4ZIM, go ahead, Howard.
Did you happen to write down the frequency of that Brazil station this afternoon?